Thank you so much for that introduction, Darren, and welcome everyone to the most riveting part of the AGM today. You've guessed it is the financial overview. And as all good things must come to an end, I'll try and be as brief as I can. I'm just going to take you through a few slides, if you just bear with me. The financial overview slide, just where we wanted to say a huge thank you to all our contributions received over the year from inception, 126 million received to date from 67 funders, up from 55 funders last year. And of that, we've managed to deploy 103 million in the various programs, which no doubt you're going to enjoy listening to later in the program. We wanted to say a special thank you to PwC for their contribution and support to us for their services in our financial statements audit. We have received an unqualified audit opinion in our financial year, and we have reappointed PwC as the auditors for the financial 2021 year end. Moving on to our broad-based ownership scheme requirements, all our programs do qualify as consumer financial education and social economic development as per prior year. Something really exciting that we are proud to mention this year is that our programs reached a disadvantaged group of 98% Black beneficiaries, of which more than 59% were Black women. Something we are really proud and we hope to see continuing in the future. 25% of our foundation trustees are Black females, and 25% of our funds allocated were at rural areas. Again, we want to say thank you to Accurate who do our audit, our verification for us, and we have reappointed them for the financial 2021 year. I just wanted to take you through the report on the Statement of Comprehensive Income. I have shown this spread over the last 3 years, but just to mention that our financial year end is February, and we've just reported until December for this AGM. As you can see, we're pretty much in line with prior years, trying to continue to do programs even during COVID. We've managed to, through various channels, continue that program and continue that support that the foundation provides to so many. Unfortunately, with interest rates not doing as well, we do see a decrease in our interest income line item, which obviously buffers sustainability. At the end of this year, we do expect to make a surplus, which that surplus is then either pumped back into future programs or it is there to provide sustainability for longer term growth and support of these various programs. One graph that we do like to show you annually is this total revenue versus total deployment graph. As you can see, the graph has moved in a variety of ways over the years, with the income starting way ahead of the expenses, but that can be explained by the startup of programs and finding rhythms and finding new ways and scaling up for those programs. And as you can see, towards 2020, those programs are very closely linked in terms of the amount spent and the income raised. We'd obviously like to see that graph just continually to shoot up in both directions, which means that we are both being well funded, but also reaching as many people as we can. The next slide that I wanted to speak about is just a high level slide of those projects that we've run in the last 2 years. And mentioned before, we had COVID last year, and there was obviously concerns about how we're going to run our programs, because many of our programs in the past have been completely face-to-face. So just to show you as an expense line item, you could see that we have been spending money on various alternative approaches, which I'm sure the other team members are going to speak about. But yeah, just showing you that there is a way that we've managed to still reach a large number of members. And that's just depicted by this graph as well as the numbers from year on year. I think I'm going to pause there for an exciting interview with a young individual from the Alpha Earn program. Cannot wait to hear what she has to say.
I am Tandoleti Jangase, and I was part of the Alpos Earn program in 2020. For me, as a young person, financial education is important because it teaches me how to manage my money and how to make good financial decisions. Financial education plays a huge role in breaking the cycle of poverty. It teaches one about financial independence and financial freedom. The highlights of the Alpos Earn webinar series definitely has to be the Investing Creating Wealth webinar. I learned about the different types of investments that are available in South Africa. And I also learned about the importance in investing in what you know. But the best advice that was given in all of the webinars was that you must just start. No matter your income, you must start budgeting, start saving, and start investing. And this will help you start your journey on being financially secure.
So awesome to hear such great stories with real impact, more than just numbers on a spreadsheet, but real impact being achieved. And I think that's what we really strive to do as the foundation. My final slide for today is just a high-level allocation of where we've spent from inception. As you can see, wage-wise, our front runner, the first program with massive support from Sanlam and funders like that. We just want to say thank you for their support. To date, we've done an amazing amount of work in that program, followed by Flame, which is also impacting micro enterprises, and the team there really working hard to do well in that space and affect the change in those small businesses. And then the other programs also finding some really good traction, All Plus Earn, reaching many students across the country, as well as the retirement fund trustee education, which is becoming more and more important as people are trying to understand why savings is important and how these trusts should be run and hold the right people to account. Before I hand over to Darren, I think we just want to hear from one more participant on the retirement fund trustee education side. So for me, that's all you're going to hear. I hope it wasn't too long and too boring, but thank you for your time.
The ASISA program has really helped in my ability to sort of communicate with our members regarding happenings within the industry, and obviously with their particular funds themselves. I've also been able to now have more serious discussions with the principal officer of our funds in terms of how do we better communicate and how do we better get people ready for their retirement.